I just want to be clear. I don't support him on everything, but I think it's like the lesser of two evils. And I primarily support him because I don't support liberal policies at all. And basically, any liberal run city that you can point to in the US has just been in major decline over the years. It's overrun with homeless, crime. They're decriminalizing crime. It's okay to have schmugs on you, and it's just gone into the absolute gutter. So, yeah, I do not want someone who's a leftist running this country.
Okay. So you think crime has gone up because of liberals?
Yes, but
And you want to reduce crime, right?
Trump has reduced crime significantly. In
By
this
doing what?
past year, crime rates have gone down like nearly 20%.
What did he do though?
He deployed like ICE agents into cities. He also deployed the National
He deported
Guard
ICE agents into cities?
No, he deployed ICE agents into cities, and he also deployed the National Guard into Memphis and to Chicago.
Okay, so
And
crime
he's
rates were
helped
already
clean up
going
crime.
down. So can you
Yeah,
explain why they were already going down
crime
prior?
rates have their crime rates have gone down over the years, but they've
And why have crime rates gone down in New York
dropped.
City where this didn't
But they've
happen?
significantly dropped under Trump. That's the
But
difference.
crime rates have gone down in New York City, for example?
There's been a rate of about 4.5%, but under Trump, it's nearly doubled.
So crime rates have gone down in New York City where these things have not happened. So why has the crime rate gone down in New York City?
I told you, he's helped deploy ICE. ICE was all over the U.S. And he's
In New
just
York City?
cracking down on crime overall. In New York City, I don't know about New York City specifically, but because of Trump's policies, the national crime as a whole has gone down.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the country compared to natural-born U.S. citizens, and the crime was going down prior to Trump even getting in office, again, due to things that are not even related to Trump's deportation policy. You have no evidence that his deportation policy is even addressing crime within that particular respect, especially because, again, undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit these particular types of crime. Plus, if you wanted to address crime in the very first place, you probably shouldn't have voted for a convicted criminal that is literally a violent sex offender rather than a former prosecutor, former district attorney, and former attorney general.
Okay, so then why has crime nearly doubled its rate of going down under Trump?
What's your source?
Literally just Google it. Anywhere.
That's not a source.
AI overview. National crime rates have a historic multi-year decline. We already knew that, with overall violent crime and property crime dropping significantly compared to prior years. In the U.S., murder rate is
between what years?
This is on the FBI, by the way.
Yeah, between what years, though?
I'm talking about 2026 right now. That crime.
And wait, where? Because it only goes up to 2024.
Have experienced a massive downward correction, dropping over 20%.
Wait, where do you see that? Because based upon the Bureau of Justice statistics, it's literally up to 2024. So I'd love to see where you see up to 2026.
This is May 13th, 2026.
So where? What's the title?
This is the title. FBI releases historic early look at annual crime data, and it was released May 13th, 2026.
Historic early look at crime data?
At annual crime data.
Okay, here we go. Alrighty, this is between 2024 and 2025. The historic early release provides a preliminary analysis. Preliminary data shows that violent crime is an estimated 9.3%, decreased an estimated 9. Can I please speak without you cutting me off? Is that fine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you said that the preliminary data shows violent crime decreased an estimated 9.3% between 2024 and 2025. Interestingly enough, what you have to look at in terms of the data is the rate of decline prior. The rate of decline prior was actually even more. It went from
no, it wasn't.
I'll tell you. It went from 379.5 murders per 100,000 to 359.1 murders per 100,000. So that's a significantly a larger decline than 9%.
Okay, Google the. Under Biden, it was 4.5% under Biden, and it's 9.3 so far under Trump. So it nearly doubled.
Where did you get the 4.5% number?
Google. Literally ask.
I already looked that up.
Decline under Biden.
Yeah, I understand. I looked it up. If you look specifically under the 2023 to 2024, you can see it went from, again, 379.5 murders per 100,000 to 359.
You're not looking at the overall rate. I'm not talking about murders. I'm talking about overall violent crime rate, not just murders, crime in general had a
Yeah, if
decrease
you
of
look at here, I'll give you
9.3%.
overall violent
And
crime
the
per
same
year. Yeah,
comparison for
yeah,
overall
what's
violent
your
crime was
source?
4.5.
The data that
Literally
I'm looking at tells you the
Google
complete opposite.
crime rate under Biden.
I understand. I'm looking at this right now, and I see a greater decline under the
There
2023 to
was not.
2024 than what we see under 2024 to 2025,
Okay.
based upon the information that you just cited.
2023. Let's Google. Okay, so overall property crime was only 2.4%. Rate, I'm trying to get the overall.
Yeah, violent crime in 2023 was 380,000,
Yeah, but
or
I'm not.
380 per 100K, and then in 2024 it was 359 per 100K. That's a greater decline.
Okay, it says the overall violent crime rate in the U.S. released by the FBI 2023 crime decreased by an estimated 3.0% in 2023. The overall
In
rate
2023, that's from 2022 to 2023.
Okay, so that is when Biden was in office.
Yeah,
no?
I understand, but I was comparing.
And when Trump
Wait,
was
I
in
was
office,
looking at.
it's
I was looking at. Wait,
9.4%.
pause. I was looking at 2023 to 2024.
Okay, but I'm asking you for a percent, not. You could also say.
Oh my God, do you want me to do the math for you? I can tell you that 380 per 100K is to 359 per 100K is a greater level of difference than 9%. What's up?
I want you to look at the two percentages. The overall crime, so we can just focus on, because there's a lot of different things that go into crime. You can talk about murders, you talk about rape, you talk about robbery. The overall violent crime, right, in 2023 was 3%, versus in 2025 for Trump, it's 9%.
Repeat it one more time.
The overall violent crime rate decreased by an estimated 3% in 2023. Okay.
Oh my God,
versus,
you keep. I just responded. Did you hear what I said in response to that?
But you're.
Oh my God, that was between 2022 to 2023. I am citing the information between 2023 to 2024, which is under the Biden administration, the year prior to Trump getting in office. So I'm looking at the trend that existed.
Right, and it was going down. Historically, crime
Yes,
rates
it's been going down since 2000.
But it's fallen down significantly more. It's nearly doubled under Trump. That's the difference. Yes, crime has statistically gone down, but it's
yeah, I understand, but you have no evidence that this is because of Trump.
Right. So, can you concede that it's gone down way more under Trump?
No, you don't have a source for that.
I just told you 9.4 versus the 4. It was 3, and then it was 4.5 in Biden's following year, and now it's down to 9.
You're being dishonest. Okay, do you want me to do the math for you? But the difference between
no, I want
380 to 300
You're saying this certain crime had 3.
I'm just gonna mute you. So we're gonna do the math for you because apparently you need to know the difference. We're gonna look this up ourselves. 359. Boom. That's the specific number. Give me 1 second, because I don't want to hear any more yapping, to be honest. Oh my gosh, I just lost the number. Here, I'll unmute you and I'll let you speak. Actually.
Okay. So nationwide in
Wait.
2024
Can you pause and tell me what you're reading that is telling you the percentage is less between 2023 and 2024?
Yeah. So.
Go ahead.
First of all, well, there's a couple resources because I was just looking at an overall AI
what is it?
first. Well, the Council on Criminal Justice.org.
What's the title?
Hold on, let me go back. This is a good source too, but violent crime has decreased by 9.3% nationally in 2024.
Yeah, I know you've already said that, so I'm asking you what source you're. I'm asking you what source you're looking at that is going to tell you the difference.
Again, you can go back to the FBI, that original source I told you. It tells you the 9.3%, which I referenced earlier.
Yeah, I understand. That tells you between specifically 2024 to 2025. Right.
And then let's compare when Biden was in office in like 2022 to 2023 and get the overall national crime rate.
Okay.
So then what you
all right.
do
I can go through and run the data. Let's say that there is an increase. Does that mean Trump caused that increase?
Yes, because he's cracking down on crime. When he deploys the National Guard
Wait, but if
cities,
proportionally undocumented immigrants commit less crime comparative to natural born citizens, that doesn't make sense that would be specifically reducing the crime rate. Or with the National Guard, that doesn't seem to be the only reason either, because we see the decrease in crime, specifically even in areas where we haven't seen the National Guard deployed.
Right, and there's always going to be outliers when you look at a pool of statistics, right? Like in New York, I don't know exactly why the crime has decreased, but I know, for example, in Memphis, Tennessee, where they have deployed the National Guard, and in cities like Chicago, it is significantly dropped. Okay, and these liberal governors are like, "Oh, stay out of our
Well,
cities,"
they can't keep
and
them in
then
those areas
all
because
of a
they're
sudden
not, the governor didn't consent. The governor has to consent for them to be in
the
those areas.
crime shoots down. The crime
Wait,
shoots
wait,
down when they
the
get
crime
there.
was already going down in areas where there isn't the National Guard. I've already said that. So this
Yes,
whole
but at a
argument,
much
the
slower
National Guard
percent,
is the
at a
basis for
much
that, I think is
lower
absurd, especially because the
percent,
National Guard cannot make arrests.
at a much lower, yes, but they can come in and help prevent crime. Like when there's people there, they're not going to be, you know, as able to commit crime, and they can help aid in police
And
force
it's only
to
going to be while they're
actually
there.
send these people to jail.
You mean by
Right.
call? They can call the police. That's what they can do. Like any civilian.
Yes, they can aid.
So how is
Right,
that any
but
different than civilians being there?
okay, so you don't think that the National Guard can help at all in helping reduce crime? That's just
I don't think it
disingenuous
fixes
of you.
crime. I think it's a temporary sort of band-aid that doesn't really do much.
Right, but it helps reinforce this idea that we should be cracking down on crime. When
Well,
what's
wait,
going
hold
on
up.
in liberal cities is
Can I
they're
agree with you here for a
decriminalizing
second?
crime.
Can I agree
You
with
can
you?
clock
Like,
someone over the head and they can just get run away. It's
no,
happens in Seattle.
here's where you're just
Yes,
wrong.
I'm from Seattle.
Here's where you're just wrong, okay? So I do agree that we need to go after crime and we need to hold people accountable for committing crimes. But in doing
Yes.
that means you shouldn't support Trump because Trump's a convicted criminal that has pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, called them patriots. He's quite literally called for
They
the
were
of
by the
some
police.
Democrats because they said to follow the law and to not follow unlawful orders. He called for them to be hung. He
They
reposted
committed
someone.
treason.
He
They
reposted.
committed treason.
That's not treason. What treason?
Yes. What he was saying that they should be hung because they committed treason.
What treason?
They were urging military not to follow his orders.
Not to follow unlawful orders. Now let me ask you this question.
That's
let me ask you this question.
That's a liberal fake spin.
Let me ask you this question. Watch this. Watch this. Do you think that people should have been forced in the military to take vaccines under the Biden admin? Do you think they should have followed that order?
No, I don't think you should be forced to take a vaccine.
Wait, but like they were forced, so they should follow
Right.
the order Biden gave them?
They had to take the vaccine, right, because Biden, who was in charge, gave them that order and they had to get the vax.
Okay, so
Unless
just to clarify.
Unless you had religious, I think, like, consent.
Okay, maybe we'll try it this way. How do you feel about Mike Pence saying that he didn't follow an unlawful order that Trump gave him in the first admin, where he gave him an order to certify false slates of electors when he didn't have the legal capacity to do so?
When Mike Pence, sorry, what?
Yeah, Mike
Can you
Pence said
repeat
he
that?
didn't follow an unlawful order from the Trump administration.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
What
and
was the unlawful? What was the order?
to certify false slates of electors.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, so that's exactly what Mike Pence said. He said he put the Constitution over Trump every time, and he would continue to do that. So,
Mike
do you
Pence
think that he's a
certified
traitor?
what? I just want. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
know,
hold up,
because I
hold up.
don't
Do you
know
think
this,
it'd be
so I need to
do you think it
actually
would be
check the
justified for
source.
people to call for his and do you think it's justified to call him a traitor?
I need to look into the specifics. I don't know what you're talking about. I
I've
need to
told
find
you
the source
everything
because-
you need to know.
What
I'm sorry.
is it called? What certified what? Mike Pence. I'm
Certified the
Googling it
false. I'll tell you. Certified the
Certified.
false slates of electors.
false slates of electors.
Or you can just look up Mike Pence, January 6th. I put the Constitution over Trump.
Because I want to see if that's actually unlawful what Trump was calling for.
Yes, it was. Regardless, he said that he shouldn't follow that order. Under your view, did he engage in treason?
If the order was lawful, then yes, that's treason. If it was against the law, which again, I don't know because I haven't dug into it enough, I'm not aware of the specifics, then it's not treason.
So, by the way, it's not treason to not follow a lawful order, even. So, by the way, all the people who didn't
It
follow.
is treason.
So, by the way, all the people who didn't follow the orders to get vaccinated, do you think that they should have been?
No, and I don't believe in executing anyone. The thing with Trump is obviously he's over exaggerating. He's just
Wait, but
saying,
like if Joe Biden
because of
called
the
for that, would you be okay with it?
Constitution, if you are committing treason, that you should be in the Constitution. It says by treason.
That's not what the
you
Constitution
can't-
says.
Yes, it does.
No, it's not.
It's referencing sedition or whatever, which is treason. Yes.
It does not say that you have to execute someone in that scenario.
It says punishable by death or whatever. Like, it's
Yeah, but
punishable by death.
no, do you think that people should be punished with death if they do not follow a lawful order?
I don't personally agree with that, no, but I'm just saying
Okay,
that
so
he's basically saying what they're doing is technically constitutionally wrong. Like, he's not actually being serious that they should be dead. He's just saying, hey guys, by the Constitution, you could be punished by death.
Okay, would you be okay with Democrats calling for the of some Republicans or people specifically who were members who didn't get the vaccine, who were in the military? Do you think it would be justified if Biden were to call for their...
If they're committing treason? Well, I don't think the vaccine should be pushed on anyone.
You've done everything but answer my question. Would you like to answer the question, please?
If Biden was like, you're committing treason, this is punishable by death, blah, 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 whatever, I wouldn't really
and
have
were
an
to
issue with
repost
it.
someone saying hang them George Washington would you be okay with that?
I wouldn't really care. It's just rhetoric. He's not actually going to do anything about it. It's just Trump being Trump. Like,
I'm sorry,
yes,
you
does
should
he
not
say
be okay
crazy
with the
things?
President of the United States calling for the of members in the legislature
It's not
because they
serious.
said that you shouldn't follow an unlawful order if you're given it. By the way, and I just to be clear, they said unlawful order. They didn't say lawful order. They said unlawful order. That's what they
No.
specified.
Democrats are urging them to not follow orders. They don't like Trump at all.
Unlawful orders.
It's not just unlawful.
Do you agree it's unlawful orders?
No, it's orders overall, and that's
No,
why
it's
he was
no.
saying it's
Hold up.
treason.
Do you want me to play the clip? Do you want to bet actually?
That it's unlawful.
Yeah, that they said unlawful.
Yeah, can you pull up?
Do you want to bet?
I don't know. I don't want to bet. Maybe because
I feel like you know that you'll be wrong.
Maybe, but I also believe that in other times the Democrats have probably urged for them not to follow orders as a whole. Like, Trump's just tired of them basically calling out the military to not do what he says.
This is just absurd that you're okay with this. This is specifically illegal orders. That's what they said. I'll play the clip for you in the video. And it's absurd that I even have to get to this point. I think it's absurd. I can send you... Wait, actually, would you accept an article?
I mean, here's the thing with the media. It's all so brainwashed. Like, even the Fauci emails that have just come out, they're trying to cover. This is the problem with information. It's very hard to get real information in today's day and age because of how censored everything is. So it's great that we have channels like X, right, where you can find...
At this point, I hate this conversation. Why are you not talking to me? Why are we not having a conversation?
You're going to pull up some article from some left-wing think tank that's just bullshit.
The left-wing think tank. Do you accept BBC?
It's leftist. I mean, it's leftist, but go ahead. It's going to be some leftist...
How about this? How about Fox News? How about Fox News?
Fox News is even leaning left. You know, Rupert Murdoch's
You've got to be
children...
Just listen.
Yes, Fox News is too left.
Just listen.
You know why? Because Rupert Murdoch's children are left-wing. So even then, it's bordering.
Ridiculous, bro. You think Fox News is left-wing, dude?
Is left is not.
Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodwin.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
Keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath.
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
you must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
This just sounds like a political ad. That wasn't, what was that? It just
Yeah,
sounded like a
that's what
political
Donald
ad for
Trump said.
liberals
Wait,
in the
listen, just
military.
listen to me for a second. Just don't talk, okay? That is what Donald Trump said was traitorish. That's what Donald Trump said justified their deaths. That's what Donald Trump then reposted someone saying, hang them, George Washington would, because of that video. They made that video, and Donald Trump thought that was justified
That-
to say it was
no.
a death sentence for them.
It was not because of that video.
It
And
was
I'm gonna
because of that
fact check
video.
that. No, hold on.
These fucking people, dude. Yes, it was
No,
because of the video.
Well, you hear like this little like little clip that sounds like a trailer for a movie, and you think that's what caused him to tweet that. You know that's BS.
I
You
know it
how
is. It
fucking
was.
crooked and corrupt the left is. They cheat on every election. The Biden election is the
No, that's
most
not true.
cheating this country has ever seen. The
Not
LA
true.
mayoral race just had 43,000 votes in one day come in for one candidate. Statistically impossible to not,
Not
have
true.
the other two
You have
get
no
votes.
evidence that it's
It is
statistically
true.
impossible.
Nithya Raman
Can I ask you a
got
question?
43,000 votes.
Can I ask you a
and none
question?
were for Spencer Pratt or the other lady? Yeah.
Okay,
BS.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How come they could steal the election for the mayoral race, but not for the governor race?
What governor race?
The governor race. How come Steve Hilton is in the election?
I think that, he's going to get, they're going to steal that too. I don't think he's going to be able to win. Are you kidding me? They're
So-
going to rig that shit too.
So listen. So why couldn't they just do the same thing that they did to Spencer Pratt to him and just make it Democratic blockout? If they can just steal the election, if they can just do whatever they want, why didn't they just make it a Democratic blockout?
I think he is going to be dropping out of the race soon. I've heard that he is probably.
That's
gonna
just
be
not
dropping out
true.
soon.
That's just not true.
He might still be in for now, Parker, but what you have to understand is at the end
It
of the
is
day,
literally
they're gonna
him
come
versus
in with
Javier
mass
Becerra.
cheating and be like, oh my gosh, we found 30,000 votes. and
You
they're
just
all
say
for this
it's
person.
cheating because you guys
We
lose
just
repeatedly.
received 50,000 votes for this one person. 'Cause
Wow, like they're so
liberals like to
insufferable.
vote late.
Holy shit, I can't
No,
believe you're real.
But why did Biden receive millions of more votes than Obama, who was much more popular than Biden? Can you explain? And then
Yeah, I'll
the
tell you.
votes went down the next year.
Caitlin will tell you, because there was a pandemic and that more people were on their
Oh,
phones
right.
and engaging with politics. So
Yeah.
that, like, just please listen. More people were engaging with politics at that point, and there was mail-in ballots that people can engage in. They send in their mail-in ballots during the pandemic because there's not much else to do because there's a pandemic happening. That's why there was more political engagement.
So Biden, who was not even the liberals wanted, I can ask any liberal, they wanted Bernie Sanders, someone else, literally no one even wanted Biden, received millions more votes than Obama, who was
Biden won the primary.
beloved by everyone. How does that make sense? Oh, because of the pandemic, millions of difference, but then the following election it went back down. There was this crooked amounts of cheating. There's videos
Which you have no
of them
evidence for.
putting
This
in
is just a
ballot-
trust me,
no,
bro.
There's videos of them shoving in ballots into ballot boxes. I've literally seen footage.
Yeah,
They
and
try to
how have the
cover it
court
up.
cases adjudicated
Parker,
that?
they try to
Now
cover
tell me,
it
how
up, like-
how have the court cases adjudicated that? Did they adjudicate that there was actual meaningful evidence of sufficient voter fraud to overturn the election, or did they determine that there was no sufficient evidence to overturn the election?
These again are crooked courts. Like,
Okay, there you
they're
go. So
all
crooked
run
court.
by
So,
one
by the way,
system.
can I tell you something, Caitlin? In the context of the situation with the court cases relating to Donald Trump's election, there were conservative appointed judges, there were Trump appointed judges, and they all indicated that
Yes.
there was no sufficient evidence to overturn the election. So, are you saying Trump appointed corrupt judges?
I'm saying in general, the courts are usually crooked.
I need an
and
answer
a
to my
lot of-
question.
a
Did
lot of
Trump appoint
Republicans
corrupt
are
judges?
rhinos,
Did
so-
Trump appoint corrupt judges that stole the election from him?
I don't know who he appointed, but I know there was mass amounts of cheating. It's the numbers are just
Wait, so
drastic.
he
If you
appointed
can't
17
look
of
at
the
that and
people that
think
oversaw
something's
cases.
off,
He
you're
appointed
stupid.
17 of the judges that oversaw cases relating to the election about whether or not it was stolen. Okay, and none of them indicated sufficient evidence to overturn the election. Not a single one. All of them indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election. Okay, every single one of them. Okay, so you can't sit there and say that every single one of them was appointed by Trump and they were all corrupted and that Donald Trump was appointing corrupt judges, because then it indicates that Donald Trump is not good at electing what judges should be in positions of power, because apparently he appoints a bunch of corrupt judges.
No, I'm sure he tried his best to appoint good people, but the thing is they covered up the videos and the evidence. But then why was there in every single state all of a sudden they're like, okay, ballots are done, and then all of a sudden they reopen and they're shoving in more ballots after they closed in swing
That's just
states.
not
Like
true.
this-
In no
Yes,
state did
it
that
is
happen. Tell me,
true.
what state did that happen in?
in Georgia, in Pennsylvania.
Wrong, wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes.
Name a single court case that adjudicated that fact to be true.
I don't know the
There are
instances
none.
of
The answer
court
is
cases,
there is none.
Because again, they're covering
There's
up
none.
the evidence. Like,
Can I ask you this question now? So explain
They've
to
done
me.
everything to take him out of the office and they're failed. They've tried to murder him. They've tried to cheat their way. They've tried to impeach him. And it's all failing. They've
Can I ask you a
tried
question?
Literally so many times.
Okay, so
ahead.
apparently they were successful in 2020 because that's what you guys claim. But I'm asking you a very basic question.
Mm-hmm.
How come they could steal the election in 2020 when Trump was in office, but they couldn't steal the election in 2024 when the Democrats were in office?
Good question, and I think it's because it would have led to a mass civil war. Because if they tried to do it again, the public would be so just over it. And I think because Trump won in such a landslide, if they tried to really cheat their asses off that much, it would have just been like over for the liberals, and they had to concede. Yeah,
So
I think
that's
it would
just
have
all
led to
cope. This is
national.
all just
It would
cope.
have
This
led
is
to
you just
national
coping.
riots. It would have led to a huge civil war. He won in such a
A
landslide
civil
that even their
war?
massive
Is that what you want?
cheating,
Would you
even
want
their
wait, I have a
massive
question.
cheating,
Would you want a civil war if that happened? If the Democrats won?
yeah, because we don't live in a
Yeah?
democratic nation anymore.
Wait,
I'm okay with it. At this point, we are the same as a Cuba. We are the same as China.
Caitlin?
We are living in a.
I'm muting you right now. You're crazy if you believe that there should have been a civil war if Democrats won the 2024 election. You are insane.
I didn't say that. I said if there was mass cheating.
Wait,
Mass
again, there
amounts of
wasn't.
cheating.
There wasn't. You
I
believe
know
there
in
was
this
with
recent
no.
election,
But the
there's
fact.
probably was still.
I'm gonna mute you
cheating,
again.
but less.
But the fact of the matter is that you believe that the election was rigged with no evidence. So the idea is that if Democrats did win, you would have said that it was rigged.
It depends. I don't know. But I'm saying if Trump
well,
was
I just want to let
winning.
you know, Caitlin, do you have a second account?
No, I saw it just.
You're welcome to come up on a different day, but you got a misinformation flag, so I do have to go on to the
I
next
saw
person
that.
for now. You're welcome
That's
to come up on a
fine.
different day.
Okay.
Alrighty.